On the 25th of November 2021, I warned investors that Ford would sell its share in Rivian. I said why that would happen, and now Ford has released plans to sell their stocks in Rivian. Hello my friends and welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you. Thank you for subscribing. Thanks for supporting the channel. It's been great to have you along for the ride. So now it's official. Ford plans to sell 8 million of its Rivian shares. The lockup period for Rivian's IPO will expire on Sunday, May the 8th. And this lockup period refers to when early investors cannot sell their shares after a company's IPO. Sources told CNBC's David Faber that Ford will sell its Rivian shares through Goldman Sachs. JP Morgan Chase will also sell Rivian share blocks between 13 million and 15 million for an unknown seller priced at $26.80 per share. In other words, people are fleeing the stock. Pretty good idea. You should sell immediately if you own a position in this stock. Not if you, I'm not saying you should sell because you don't believe in the company, because you can believe in the company. That's a different story. I'm saying to sell because I don't want you to lose a lot of money. Now, I'm not telling Australians to do this because I'll be fined if I'm giving advice to Australians on what shares they should buy. So Aussies, don't listen to me on this. I have sold my shares though. I sold them, when was it? Firstly, I bought them on the 14th of March for around about $34 US. I sold them a few weeks later for around about $44 US. So it wasn't too bad. Many of you criticized me for doing that, said I shouldn't be buying Rivian stock. You got a point, because, if I had held on to them longer, I would have lost a lot of money. What about people who've bought Rivian stock back when it was sitting at $172 US? It's now at $23.30. Holy moly, what a loss you would have made if you'd done that. That was the peak though. To be fair, Rivian stock was sitting at about $115 US for a couple of months, for over a month. So yeah, there's a lot of people who've lost a lot of money from investing in Rivian. Clearly Ford's done, well, exactly what I said they would, which was sell their shares as soon as the moratorium period was over. And I mentioned that the reason for this was obvious. When Ford decided, right, they weren't going to make a JV or any kind of joint venture partnership with Rivian. There's no use of Rivian skateboard. There's no joint partnership in any way between the two companies. It was obvious Ford wasn't confident in Rivian. They said, yeah, no thank you. And well, I think this is pretty well confirmed by the fact that they're selling basically all of their shares as soon as they can. Now, I personally don't share Ford's sentiments. I believe Rivian, to be honest, I think Rivian is potentially more of a sure bet than Ford are to not go bankrupt. Why? Well, a few different reasons. One of those is Rivian's decision to hire who they've hired recently. Another one is to use LFP batteries. Another one is that they don't make any internal combustion engine cars. Another one is they don't have enormous mountains of debt. There's heaps of different reasons why there's a good chance Rivian will succeed when Ford may not. But anyway, if you want to check out that video, I'll put a link in the description below to the video I made about Ford and Rivian. Last month, Ford reported a net loss of $3.1 billion US attributed to its Rivian investment. Shortly after Ford, Amazon reported a loss of $7.6 billion on their Rivian investment. In March, Rivian noted in an SEC filing that it expects to see continuing losses for the foreseeable future. They said, "We have incurred net losses since our inception, including net losses of $0.4 billion, $1 billion, and $4.7 billion for the years ended December 31, 2019, 2020, and 2021, respectively. We believe that we will continue to incur operating and net losses in the future while we grow, including following our initial generation of revenues from the sale of our vehicles, which began with the R1T in September 2021 and the R1S and EDV in December of 2021. We do not expect to be profitable for the foreseeable future as we invest in our business, build capacity, and ramp up operations, and we cannot assure you that we will overachieve or be able to maintain profitability in the future." Now, to be fair, Ford have still made a profit from their investment in Rivian. They're not in a position where they've invested in a company. They only invested $750 million. So clearly they're going to come out in the black here. They're not going to lose money overall. The reason they're saying they reported a net loss of $3.1 billion is because they reported a massive gain. I think it was about $9 billion in the fourth quarter of last year due to their investment in Rivian. Now, obviously, many people would tell you it's not a gain until you cash out. That's like me saying when Tesla stock was at 1,200. Oh, look, I've made this huge gain. Look, everyone, look. Oh, now it's at 800. Oh, sorry, I take it back. I didn't make that big gain. So it's weird how people report that. It's weird how the industry reports those gains as real gains, even though they're not realized gains. Anyway, Rivian also stated that the ongoing Russian invasion of Ukraine has impacted its business and operations. It admitted to experiencing cost increases and disruptions in the supply of raw materials and other components used in vehicle production. Many automakers, including Tesla and Lucid, have openly talked about supply chain challenges and rising costs of raw materials. The increasing costs of raw materials, logistics, and other components have increased vehicle prices. Rivian has increased their prices. Tesla has increased their prices. Pretty much everyone has increased their prices. Speaking of Lucid, if I had to pick between Lucid and Rivian, I would pick Rivian hands down. Now, there are massively optimistic people out there investing enormous amounts of money in Lucid. I strongly caution you, do not be one of those over-enthusiastic, overexcited people. There are many red flags with the company. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not Nikola. I'm not saying it's Nikola. I'm saying Rivian is a better bet than Lucid, but Tesla's a better bet than all of them. Tesla, BYD, XPeng, even NIO. They're all companies which will succeed without question by 2030. So there's where I would park my money if I were you. Right now, by the way, Chinese electric car stocks are unbelievably cheap. Unbelievable. There hasn't been an opportunity like this in a long, long time. What does that say? Do what Warren Buffett says. Be greedy when others are fearful. And I'm telling you that time is definitely now. But not Aussies. I'm not telling you Aussies that. Everyone else, not the Australians. As I said, there's going to be a hard drop in Rivian's share price coming. It's already come. I mean, it's already down to $23, which is by far the lowest in its history. It might only go down to 15. It hasn't got far to go, I don't think, considering the massive losses we've already seen. I mean, the IPO it launched at $100 was at 122 within a day, which was massive overexcitement from people who I don't know what they thought. Maybe they thought Rivian was the next Tesla, people who just couldn't be bothered doing their own research. If you want to do your own research, keep on watching this channel. I love having you here. Have a great day, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.